Hey everybody, this is Coach Lisa, and I'm not going to disappoint you in this episode at all, at all, at all. You know that the focus is always on mission makers. I call it people that are out there just doing something that not only ignites them internally, but really has that kind of lasting impact. And today, I have an amazing, amazing guest. I'm going to have her introduce herself. She wants to put whatever business title behind it, but I just know her as my April. But go ahead, April. Can you give you a full flowered introduction of yourself?
Good morning. Oh, it's so exciting to be here. Thank you, Lisa, for inviting me. So I'm April Butler. I am a marathoner. And so I started probably running just to do a 5K back in 2013. And I joined Black Girls Run, and it just kind of took off from there. My for work, I work, for Verizon. I've been there, it'll be 27 years. And they have afforded me a lot of opportunities. And one of them is life balance. And so I get an opportunity to travel the world and run marathons. And so it is my passion. I enjoy it a lot. I love to exercise regardless. Some people, they sit on the couch and watch marathons, but I actually do real marathons. So, so it's really exciting. Um, Happy to be on here. I love inspiring people. I'm still the fitness coordinator. They call me the fitness guru at church. So to get people inspired and motivated. Um, and so we meet up for walks. We have not so much lately, but I'm still poking and prodding, my church family to get things going. And so that's just who I am.
Well, I love it. You said a few different things, and I just wanted to take a step back. You mentioned about being a fitness coordinator, and what's really wonderful is that's the way that I initially had you part of my life. Can you talk about like what your role is at church and how you started even really getting others motivated in your space in fitness?
So actually, I can give credit to you because being your partner with Beth Israel Hospital and doing the Beth Challenge is how it all kicked off, and getting certified through NADA with your context. I so much appreciate that. I've been able to I started out with doing Saturday fitness classes at church, and then it progressed to us being outside because it was nice. So we went to our local park, Weekway Park, and met up on Saturdays. We spent some time. We broke up into groups based on fitness levels. Some people could, do a little more challenging around the lake, which has a significant amount of incline and hills there. And then we kept some people right in the nice paved area to walk around the new track that they have. The park is a wonderful place to get some miles in, um, to meet up and with some like-minded people about fitness and just staying healthy. I mean, you don't have to run. Walking is overall full body conditioning. I encourage that 30 minutes a day, 3 days to 4 days a week. Put some little purpose in those steps, get the heart rate up, get the arms swinging. But it's been great. I think you have to be not just spiritually fit, you got to be physically fit. And I think those two have to align.
You know, it's really beautiful. And I just, for background, people that don't know, Weekway Park is an amazing park in Newark, New Jersey. And it's expansive and so many incredible programs are done within the park, but they have these incredible trails and ways to really get those purposeful steps in, as you said. But there are some people that are listening to this and they're like, oh, okay, so I'm starting from zero. And what is it that will keep me motivated, or how do I even start, or where do I begin? If you could just give some voice to that, because I know for a fact there are just people out there that haven't started yet. They're very frustrated.
Yeah.
They don't know. they don't have the knowledge of even where to start?
Oh, sure. So, I think a lot of it is having accountability partners. So, if you have, say, a friend, let's just go for a walk in the morning. Let's go for a walk after dinner. Um, there's I have Black Girls Run, which is one of the organizations that I have partnered with. I was a run coordinator for them for 8 years. We met every Tuesday evening. So there's a lot of opportunities if you don't like to do things by yourself. A lot of people like to have the accountability partner. And I think it's a great thing because when that person texts you or call you and say, let's go, you feel more obligated to go out there and get the work done. And so there's also Girl Trek. I've partnered with them. That's for, women who like to walk, who necessarily don't want to run, but they still want to stay physically fit. Um, there's also different organizations online. There's great tools. So I have the Black Runners Connection. I have a lot of partnerships to get me. Well, I'm self motivated, thank God, but that's been a journey. It takes a while to get there. I originally started using Couch to 5K. That's how I started running. So there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of organizations. There's many, many opportunities to get out and get moving.
You know what's amazing to me is that you also, as you just said, you started from couch to run because if anyone and everyone's going to check you out and they're going to go on your social media and they're going to see, I'm like, she's in Paris. Okay. Places running the marathons. What was it in you that moved from that part of your dimension of the fitness journey that you've been on that said, okay, I can take this walk and I can turn it into a run? Like, do you ever just go back and look at what you had to do, what you had to say to yourself, if there was any advice you could give to others that maybe that's a far off dream, but they can't see themselves quite yet?
So, definitely the accountability partner, definitely joining some type of fitness organization. There's some that are virtual, there's some that have meetups. But definitely it was having an accountability partner. And it was really just a friend that says, let's go for a walk. And then she's like, oh, I know this great group called Black Girls Run. And so I was like, but I don't want to run. But then I was like, okay, so I've always walked. I've always done some type of physical activity um, because I just want to, as I age gracefully, I want to maintain a certain level of fitness. And so, and in this journey, I've met an 81-year-old who we ran the London Marathon together. We just ran New York in 24 together, and hopefully we'll be doing the Tokyo Marathon together next March. So, but it all started from just a friend saying, "Let's go for a walk," and it just spiraled from there. Um, I just get so energized. I feel good. Sometimes those long runs, mentally you got to get out of your headspace sometimes. Um, but you feel so great when it's done, right? Even if it's just like a 15-minute, let's get together and chat instead of let's go out and eat. So you got to change your perspective. You got to change your thought about your health and the longevity of your health and what kind of quality of life you want to have going forward.
I think that's so powerful. Everything that, you've mentioned a lot about it's the community that you start to allow yourself to be a part of,
Mhm.
showing up for yourself and for others, because I would
Yes.
imagine is equal as someone else calling you saying, hey, it's time. You're doing the same for them. So it's like showing up for each other and support.
Yes.
What would have been the biggest challenge that you would say that you faced in just your own journey from where you started to where you are now?
I think in the beginning, because my daughter was young, and so my friends kind of like, well, bring your daughter with you. So I think it's overcoming some of the life challenges. And so when I started my group run, our meetup, um, I would say, bring your daughter. You have a running stroller. I have an old running stroller that I could let you borrow. It's welcoming all parts of the community. and so that people don't have an excuse. It's too hot. I don't have a babysitter. It's too cold. So you kind of manage around that. And I make myself available because I have some friends who used to run and they don't run, but I walk with them. Right. So I try to make myself available because they know to call me. They're like, if you want to go for a walk, I'm like, sure, we can go for a walk. So I'm always ready. Again, I love exercising. So they call me up, they text me, and I said, let's go. But it's really just managing the excuses. And I think once someone gets comfortable and gets into a steady routine, it becomes easier.
So, what would have been, or how could you describe the movement? Because some people can't even imagine, even if they have it as a thought of something they want to do, to move from a walk to a run. Like, what was that like to you? And how were you able to, bridge that? Because even a fast walk is different than a run. So, how are you able to bridge that for yourself and for your body?
So originally, I started just wanting to just power walk. Once in a while, I would do a little trot on the treadmill because outside running is different. um, and so it really was just let's run a 5K or let's walk a 5K, I should say. And then I think it just the natural progression in your athleticism that gets you to the next level or even just being curious about the next thing. Because I was like, oh, okay, we'll do a 5K. And then I was like, so my friends are like, well, let's do a 10K. I was like, okay, that's my limit, no halves. And so here I am, 8 full marathons in. I'm trying to complete the Abbott World Majors. There's 6 of them. I've done 3 of those, which is Chicago, New York, and London. I'll be doing Berlin in September. And then I have Tokyo and the big boy Boston Marathon. So it just was a natural progression. I think the stronger you get, the more you want to push yourself to see what you can do because the body is willing, it's the mind you got to convince.
That's powerful. What would you say, or two questions. One, the group that you have right now, there's I know that changes a little bit in terms of who does what with you, but there is kind of, it seems like a core that will make it to these great events that you have. Do you guys have a name for yourself, or are you just really through the affiliations of the groups that you kind of tie yourself to?
So I kind of like named us the Weekway Beauties because that's where we a lot of us started was at Weekway Park. So that was my self-titled group name. So I refer to them as the Beauties. And so I have incorporated people not just from Black Girls Run, but I'm also part of the Peloton community. And so I've met quite a number of people through the Peloton community. And so some of them, if you're on my social media, you will see that they are now a part of my fitness lifestyle. And so we travel the world together and we run marathons.
So awesome. If you had a lasting message you wanted to leave my audience with regards to your journey or anything that you see um, that you would like them to know, what would that be?
I would say one day at a time. And don't take it as a bad day. Just take it as the next day you'll do better. And it's one foot in front of the other. It doesn't matter how fast or how slow you go, a mile is still a mile. And when I say like a marathon, 26.2 miles, there's some, you got the elites that can do it in 2 hours. You got me that need 5.5 hours. You got some people with disabilities that need 7, 8, 9 hours. So don't compare yourself because comparison is definitely the thief of joy. I said, start where you are and just make small progressions. Journal it. I love exercise journaling. I because some days are better days, some days are not so great, but I can look back through my journey and walk through and see how far I've come. So like I said, I've gone from running a 5K to running marathons. It's one day at a time. Give yourself some grace.
That is so powerful. April, I want to thank you for coming out today to
Oh, you're so welcome.
you are just a joy, and what you're bringing to the world is incredible. I don't think that we can underestimate the power of the words that you've spoken, but more importantly, the love that you've brought into this whole thing we call fitness. Uh,
Yes.
so I thank you, thank you, thank you, and my audience thanks you. And and we cannot wait. Maybe we'll have you back after you completed the six. We want to hear.
It's been great. Thank you so much. Thank you.